Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I have a few very interesting stories to show you in this latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam. And I'll start with this story from crypto media outlet You Today, titled Coinbase Helps Other Top Exchanges Shift 279 Million XRP. And I'll tell you right here at the outset, you know what's interesting to me is just how massive this crypto asset class has become, even though I'd still consider it to be in its nascency. But you compare to where it was even just a decade ago, almost $2 trillion in terms of market cap. If you look at the actual infrastructure, hundreds and hundreds of exchanges the world's over, actual money flowing to and fro, major corporations, institutions, publicly traded companies, all of this. And we're paying attention, we've been paying attention, and there's always laggards out there, you know? And so just to see stories like this, it's just about the shift of monumental amounts of money, which happens on the reg. And finally, you've got a company like Visa, who still is not at the point where it's like, yeah, crypto is going to be here forever. But they definitely think it could be. And I've got an interesting story that I want to share with you. Visa boss wants company in the middle of crypto as cash declines. And it's kind of like the way you word it's like, we don't know what's going to happen, so we're participating. You know what the hell is going to happen. Not that we all know precisely, but the idea that this is all just going to go kaput, does anybody actually think that at this point? No, of course not. You have to be a silly goose to think that. Now, I want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write, okay? Whatever you hear in this latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam, it's here for Hot Jam purposes and nothing more. I like this, so I wanted to highlight this. This comes from XR Patience, who sent this to me in my Twitter inbox. I just got it. He sent it like a week ago, and I'm sorry, guys. Like, I love running this channel so much. I really do. It's my favorite part of my day, but it is just a hobby. And like, I can't keep up with everything. So anyway, if you're listening, XR Patience, thank you for sending this. I do appreciate it. I did get a kick out of it. But it's a play on the X-Files. And it does say the X-Files, but with the XRP logo. And it says, in quotes, "The gains are out there." Well played, my friend. I'll tell you, I love the the X-Files when I was a kid. That was a good little Sunday evening in the 90s for young Moon Lambo. All right, so into this now. Over the past 20 hours, major exchanges, including Coinbase, have transferred a staggering amount of 279.3 million XRP coins in lumps. Oh yes, those juicy, succulent XRP lumps. That's how we get our sustenance. The largest of which was 200 million XRP. And the overall amount of XRP moved is equal to $132.5 million. And then they cite that, of course, XRP in the meantime is mostly trading sideways. Yeah, well, what of it? I'll tell you what, until we break out above 80 cents, the analysts that I follow that I believe are not ridiculously biased, and certainly not Bitcoin maxi trolls, that's the level they say to look for, is roughly 80 cents. So whatever happens between now and then doesn't really matter. Either it's going to go parabolic or it's going to zero. What do you think? I mean, that's the way. This is not financial advice. Again, that's how I look at it. And I do believe that XRP will hit its all-time high at some point and blast past it. And I'm going to keep holding until it happens. And it does require extreme patience, the type of which most people are not capable of, which is why most people in general aren't going to make money in crypto. The people that make money in crypto it's the same for stocks too. It's the people that have patience and don't, FOMO in and panic sell. Those are not desirable traits if you want to make money. I'm just saying here. And then they go on to cite, just stuff about the SEC and lawsuit, which I don't really want to get into in this article, based off of this article. It's really outside the scope of this video. I'll tell you what, there's been so much legal action. I feel like to this point, I've sufficiently covered that. It's been very difficult to keep up with, but I have sufficiently covered it to this point here. And so, look, all of this isn't going away. If Coinbase seriously thought that XRP was just going the way of the dodo, my favorite extinct avian creature, they wouldn't continue to even have it on their platform. But they're a business. They want to make money on the buying and selling of XRP. They just think it's too dangerous from a business perspective to do it right now. And I don't begrudge them for that. They're protecting themselves and their business and their employees who have families. Of course, that makes all that. I got it. It's fine. I think it's bold what Uphold's doing, in BitTrue, for example, and they're continuing to offer XRP. It's more bold, but I don't blame anybody that doesn't want to go down that path or any business, right? But just the fact that Coinbase still allows you to deposit XRP on their platform today, Like, if they thought this was all just going away, they wouldn't even continue to do that. And so you wouldn't see all these stories about Coinbase shifting XRP all over the place. It simply wouldn't be happening. Shout out to my fellow XRP, James Rule, fellow XRP YouTuber, who sent this story to me. It's this one about Visa. Visa CEO claims cryptocurrencies could become extremely mainstream. Well, how about that? Tell me more about your very valid opinions now that you're coming around. During a conversation with Fortune CEO Alan Murray on the Leadership Next podcast, Visa CEO Al Kelly said that cryptocurrencies could become extremely mainstream in 5 years. Don't worry, he had some negative stuff to say too. It hasn't completely changed. While not ruling out they could as well end up being a fad. Oh yes, indeed. XRP, the pet rock. Bitcoin, the pet rock. Okay, guys. Alrighty. Not that all the cryptocurrencies out there today are going to survive. I'm not saying that. But the idea that this crypto asset class doesn't offer true utility, if you don't get that 12 years in, and like, you're a CEO at Visa and you don't comprehend that for sure. Like, how do you not know for sure? I'm not even asking you to pick a winner. I'm not asking you to say Bitcoin forever or XRP forever or any coin. But there's going to be a winner or multiple winners. Is that not yet obvious? If you can have business models that solve problems that cannot be solved, if not for a decentralized cryptocurrency existing and being traded on open markets, like that was my aha moment. This is not rocket science. Come on here. So anyway, Kelly wants to make sure that the global digital payments giant is in the middle of it today. And here's a quote. The thing about our business that I actually like, Alan, is that we don't pick winners and losers. You know, as you and I sit here and talk today, I don't know to what degree cryptocurrencies are going to take off. Are we going to say in 5 years that it was a fad and it wasn't a big deal? Or is it going to be extremely mainstream? I'm not smart enough to know, but what I'm smart enough to do is make sure that our company is in the middle of it today. Oh, man, no offense, man. I mean, I respect the first half of that sentence. I'm not smart enough to know. I'm sorry. I'm probably being a little too harsh. I'm just having a little fun with it. There's no actual venom here. It's just, I'm having a little fun with it just because to me, it is that obvious. There's a 0% chance this goes away outside of the internet going away. Like mankind destroying itself, or the planet becoming hit with an Armageddon starring Bruce Willis-sized asteroid. Now, if that happens, okay, it's all done. Anyway, the executive claimed that Visa is now all about money movements instead of solely focusing on payments, and here's another quote. If it takes off and we can get our fair share or more of the volume because we anticipate that possibly could take off and become a big deal, we certainly want to be prepared for that, and I think we are off to a very good start. Ah, yes, indeed, 12 years later. An excellent start, my friend. And even then, your start is, I don't know if we should be doing this. Oh, okay, all right. Sage wisdom. Sage wisdom, everybody. Oh, yeah. I'm going to wrap up with this tweet. This is fun. I responded to this. So there's a Goldbug Peter Schiff. Talk about people not getting stuff. And by the way, I want to be clear, as far as non-fungible tokens, which is what we're talking about here, there very well may be a bubble in that portion of the crypto sphere right now. I think a lot of these platforms that are offering non-fungible tokens, you don't even know if these platforms are going to be around, so it's scary to get into it right now. And so I get that portion. Like, it makes sense to be critical of that, but the idea that people won't want to have tokenized all sorts of stuff that's scarce, to value, if you don't think that's going to take hold somehow, some way, at some point in the future, I just respectfully disagree at that point. People like to have things that are rare, provably rare, and it's easy to prove something's rare if it's digital and there's sufficient cryptography, right? It makes sense. And so Peter Schiff, he's just anti-crypto, he's anti-non-fungible tokens, whatever, this and that. And so he tweeted out the following. I just joked about this nonsense. Here, I'll just pull up another tab. Here we go. I just joked about this nonsense on yesterday's podcast. This digital image of a house is worthless. Anyone can have an identical copy for free. It's not even in virtual reality. Now, I'm not here to argue whether or not this particular digital asset is going to be worth something or nothing in the future. Maybe this is not going to be valued by humans. It's a silly looking thing. Then again, I don't get art. What the hell? What is art? I'm sure you artists out there are like, what? No more Moon Lambo, unsubscribe. But no, I'm looking at this damn thing and I'm like, that looks kind of freaking stupid. Like what Bitcoin maxi troll picked up a crayon and created this? Like I don't even know, man. I'm just saying. But anyway, if somebody values it, then it's worth something. It's like, I do believe that. So like, even if I don't think that art is neat or this or that, well, it's not that I hate all art, just to be clear. I am overgeneralizing, but all sorts of like modern sorts of and some contemporary art, I'm just like, what the hell is this weird nonsense? Like, what is even going on here? It looks like an accident. But some people, they read it like, ooh, yes, I like the way it hits this, and oh my gosh, the underlying meaning. What must the artist have been saying? And I'm just like, it looks like garbage. Okay, so anyway, but if somebody values it and people want to bid on all sorts of stuff like this, that's perfectly fine. Not all things are for all people. So something like this would not be for me. And so that's not what I'm talking about. I just want to be super clear. The idea, though, that this type of opportunity won't have some sort of staying power is nonsense to me. Non-fungible tokens that are scarce, you can prove that you own it. So even if there's a copy, like it's provably the case that you own this one, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I retweeted that and I wrote the following. I pulled up a copy of the Mona Lisa on my computer and printed it out. Now I have a physical copy. Therefore, the original physical copy is worthless. And I'm being sarcastic there, obviously. And you can do that. You can have a rather precise even if you say that it's different. Well, there even with the digital stuff, you got to understand there is a difference. It's not just the visual aspect of it. It's what it is, the fact that it's the first. That's what gives it the value. So set aside, even just acknowledge Peter's point that it looks the same. Just like the Mona Lisa, if you print it, it looks the same. Even if the underlying canvas or whatever it's painted on is different, the part that makes it unique is the cryptography that is attached to it. Just like the foundation of the Mona Lisa, whatever the hell. I'm not a painter. Is canvas the right word to use? They're painting on canvas. Okay, that's unique, and that is clearly the original. Just like the underlying code, the cryptography is the template. It's the canvas. It's the same thing. The rest of it looks the same. You could fool me. Like, you could show me the original Mona Lisa, or you could show me a copy of it, and you could print it in a copy in such a way that I could be tricked into thinking it's the original, but that doesn't matter. It's the underlying. So in the case of the physical art, it's the canvas. In the case of the scarce digital asset, it's the cryptography that notes, yes, this is the one and only original. Well, of course, if it's people are going to want to bid on that. This is super duper clear. How could people not get this? Does not make sense. That's my frustration. Noise. I don't know. I'm just saying, guys. It really grinds my gears. Oh, come on, Peter Schiff. I'll go ahead and wrap up there now that I've vented. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.